Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries, and in this RPG Bugbears video I'm going to talk about people who try to make D&D do absolutely everything. Now, don't get me wrong, although D&D isn't my favourite system by any means, you've got to give it respect for the place it holds in the history of role-playing games and the trail it's blazed for later RPGs. No, my problem isn't specifically with D&D, so apologies if the title is a bit misleading, but how often, especially in online groups, have you heard or read something like this? Science fiction space opera game looking for players using D&D 5th edition rules. There are few things that cause my heart to sink more than seeing a game premise that initially sounds promising, attempting to shoehorn a game system into representing a genre or gaming style that it was never really designed for, to be honest. Now, once upon a time, back in the good old days, this was necessary because there was very little choice in terms of RPGs out there. You had to adapt existing rule systems or write your own if you wanted to run anything other than generic fantasy. Nowadays, though, there are veritable legions of systems out there for pretty much any genre you can imagine, but people still kludge existing systems into shapes they're not suited for. Although it's not the only game system to do this, D&D is easy to use as an example because it happens so much. There is seemingly always someone running D&D, but in space, or as a game of high courtly romance, or as Cthulhu. Now, house rules and things are all well and good, but surely at a certain point you're effectively creating a new system, just using the original as a far-off, distant source of inspiration. If that's the case, surely you'd be better off just shopping around for a system that you like that is nearer to your desired result. Now, you could rewrite D&D almost entirely to make it into a hard sci-fi setting, but why not look at Traveller, Eclipse Phase, or one of the existing hard-ish sci-fi games and see if it'll take less tweaking to turn them into something that suits you, rather than building a new system atop the bones of an entirely unrelated one. Or maybe if you can't find a system that specifically suits your needs, how about the plethora of generic / modular systems out there that have been specifically written so they can spackle in the cracks between the more specialised systems. Systems like GURPS, Fate, Savage Worlds, just to name a few that come to mind. So, I hope I've given you something to think about with this RPG Bugbears video. I'm now off to run a game where everyone plays sentient animals flying a spaceship through unknown solar systems. I think I'll probably use Pathfinder.